Right, hello, and welcome to a little bit different nerdy phase this time. We're going to call this a mini phase. So this is going to be your host Dagan here. I'm going to be behind the camera this time. So we are going to talk about mobile audio. So a way to get into kind of more of a higher fidelity sound without breaking the bank. So everybody loves cheap good. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I've got a small selection of items here today to help take your cell phone audio experience to the next level. Now, I'm sure all of us have had our fair share of cheap wireless earbuds that we stick in our ears, and they get the job done. Don't get me wrong, they do just fine. But we're here to talk about something a little different. We're going to be talking about in-ear monitors, or IEM. So I've got a couple here to show you today. These are both $20 or under, so on really, really cheap to get going. First off, we're going to talk about. Let's start with this guy. This is probably the most expensive thing we have. This is a lot of people know cell phones don't really have headphone jacks anymore. It's kind of gone the way of the past. Everything's Bluetooth, but a lot of people still crave that high fidelity sound that you only get from a true wired connection. So what we have here, this little item, is a digital audio converter, a DAC, and it's also a little miniature amp. So this is called the Moondrop. This is the company, Moondrop. It's their Dawn Pro. It's a little DAC amp. So what this is you got your USB-C. You just plug in, this goes into your phone, and it gives you, guess what? Headphone outputs. Hooray! So this is going to be like a step up from, the little dongle you get with your iPhone or your higher-end Samsungs that just is USB on one side and a little headphone jack on the other. So this is kind of the step up. This retails for about $50. I got mine on sale for $45. I bought everything off AliExpress. So yes, it is all from China, but China right now is kind of king of the in-ear audio mobile high fidelity market. Like they're the ones really driving the market. So they're pushing boundaries, and especially into how good you get for how little you spend. So this being the most expensive item, like I said, $50, $45 on sale. You might be able to find it cheaper. This basically, instead of using whatever's built into your phone, it uses their own chipset. This is also has a 3.5 millimeter, so that's your standard headphone jack, and also a 4.4 balanced output. So that's kind of the new thing in high fidelity or balance. So how balance works is you basically have two separate processing units inside for left and right channel, and also two separate amplifiers for left and right channel. So everything's kind of dealt with separately to theoretically give you better sound quality. Do you really hear a huge difference between balanced and 3.5 millimeter at this price range we're going to be talking about for these guys? Probably not, but, the very sensitive ear might. So, now that we've got something to plug into our phone, what are we going to plug into this? Well, we're going to start out with the cheaper of the two options. Another item from Moondrop. These are the Chew 2s. So, got a, cute waifu there in the packaging. That's kind of Moondrop's thing. They love their waifu packaging. I mean, who doesn't? We're all nerdy here. We love some good anime. So, the Chew 2s, these come in at $16. 16 whole dollars. You get a nice quality. These are metal. So nice metal earphone. Fairly nice looking. But the sound quality you get out of these is, for $16, it's incredible. So, very, plenty good bass. These are exceptional in the vocal range. Like, female vocals especially sound just phenomenal out of these. They've got decent decent separation. The soundstage is pretty narrow, but that's because they go straight into your ear. Soundstage, for those who may not know, is just, so if you close your eyes, you can kind of see where the instruments would be if it was a live performance. So you might the vocalist might be stage left a little bit, so you'd hear them more to the left. You might have a guitar way left and the bass guitar's on the right. So it's how you close your eyes, you can see and pinpoint exactly where on imaginary stage everything would be. So that's sound stage. Separation is just how clearly can you tell all the different instruments apart. Can you hearing the little hi-hats and the cymbals and the guitars and every string plucked. It's just how much of the little extra little fine details you can hear. And that's where these kind of excel because it's, plugged directly into your ears. So you get a lot of that detail, which is fantastic. The other item we have, these are the by a company called 7 Hertz. These are collaboration with a YouTuber called Critical. He does a lot of audio reviews. Look him up. But these are the 02s. So these come in at slightly more. These are about $25. On sale, you can get them for about $20. So again, we're in that $20 range. These are also quite phenomenal. The 22s and the 02s are both considered like giant killers. They're like a great starting IEM, but they also like punch way above their class. So a lot of people say these will compete with like, IEMs 4 or 5 times their price. So $50, $80, $100. So you're really getting a lot of bang for your buck. Now, the difference between, I think, sound between the 22s and the 02s is where the 22s kind of, they exceed in more the vocal range. They've got, good bass, great high treble clarity. The 02s really, they've got more of that bass. If you like the deeper bass impact, so like how hard the drums hit, or if you're like electronic music like I do, the deep sub bass really shines on these. Now, they do lose a little bit of that vocal clarity, but their treble's great still, so you still get all the great hi-hats, and the ultra high frequencies do fantastic on these as well. So, like I said, we're not going to talk about a lot today. There's just a few little things. We're going to, like I said, new concept of a little mini phase, other things you might want. So part of the in-ears is getting them to fit properly. So the ear tips are very important. Both the 02s and the 22s come with a selection of small, medium, large tips, but everybody's ears are very different, and so what works for somebody might not work for the other. This is another item I got off of AliExpress. It's a set of Fio branded ear tips. This was about $7, $8. Probably worth it for the case alone. It's just a nice handy case to keep all your extra ear tips, but inside is actually very nice. It's got a variety of small, medium, and large, but in different styles. So I've actually put the biflange, which is kind of got 2 sections on the 22s, and they fit really nice in my ears particularly. But you've also got a memory foam style, so these are really good for isolation. So really blocking out all exterior noises and getting an excellent seal. So if you don't have a good seal in your ears, you do lose some of the bass response, because how IEMs work, they really want to be like cut off and sealed into your ear. That's how they work. But so this is really nice. I was able to try a few different pairs, find ones that work. I've got a set on my 02s as well that just fit a little bit better than the stock ones. These red ones were the stock ones on the 02s, which worked great. But I found these were just a little more comfortable. They didn't really change the sound a whole lot, but a great little addition piece for your cheap on-the-go hi-fi audio setup. Other things is these are not the stock cables. The stock cables are terminated in your basic 3.5 millimeter, and they're okay. Out of the price range for $16, $20, the cable feels like a $16, $20 cable. These are upgraded cables. You can find them aplenty on any Chinese website. Again, this all came from AliExpress. The cables cost about as much as the actual headphones, but I feel like it's worth it just for the quality you get. These are way more flexible, way softer, and they are terminated in that 4.4 millimeter balanced, so we can really take advantage of that with our Moondrop Dawn Pro. So it's very nice to be able to use that 4.4 millimeter input. For reference, this is the 3.5 millimeter. So you can see a little smaller. It's only got 3 positions versus the 4, so that's how you know it's balanced. Well, like I said, also works just fine on the Dawn Pro, because it accommodates both. And at the starting range, 3.5 millimeters is fine. I'm just extra, so I like to go a little extra mile when I start things. That's just me. So you've also got volume up and down on the side, super handy. There's an app, so you can actually go in and change equalizer settings on this. And a really fun thing, this has a high and a low gain. So where that would come into play is IEMs traditionally don't need a lot of power to get very loud. However, you're also like me and you like bigger things. So these are my Fostech T50RPs. These are a planar headphone. Very, very hard to drive. These take a lot of power to get loud. Now, I played these on my little Moondrop. And they sound really, really good. Until you start getting the higher volumes. This obviously just does not put out the power needed to drive these planars at full volume. So when you get really loud, the sound starts to thin out a little bit on the Fostex. But at just kind of easy listening, lounging around, like medium volume, I was surprised at how good these sounded out of this teeny tiny little thing on my phone. So it was very fun to walk around and be portable to some of my higher fidelity equipment without being tied to a desk or a dedicated listening space. So it's fun to just plug into my cell phone, be able to walk around the house and have truly superb audio. Now I've got a pair of Google Buds, just the basics, not the pros. They sound fine. They're not great. But it's annoying when the battery goes low. I've also got a cheap pair of Skull Candies that I use for work because, I sweat a lot at work and I go through wireless earbuds. So they wanted something just cheap. They sound awful, but they were around $30. So that's twice the price of these. And these sound literally 10 to 20 times better than my little Skull Candies. So that's kind of, trade-offs. Not wireless, but oh my God, the sound that comes out of these is just insanity at the price. Now, can you get something that costs more that sounds better? Of course you can. It's the audio world. The sky's the limit. But to truly get better, you're looking at $100 just for the earbuds, and you're still gonna need this to really make the $100 pair shine. Now this is the value king right here. At $50, this literally performs as well as something $200. Like Google reviews for this, you'll see many, many, many of audio reviewers talking about how good this thing is. So if you're really serious about audio and you kind of want to go on the go, you want to dip your toes in something new, look this up and look up some of the cheap in-ears. They're, incredible value. So, like I said, it's going to be a short one, so I'm going to stop here. So I'd like to thank our sponsor. Nobody this time, because I'm doing this. It's fun. If you want to talk more, find us on our Discord, the Nerdy Face Discord. We do have a dedicated audio nerd channel, so if you want to talk more, get more recommendations, I'm going to write some more full-on reviews of these items there, so come check us out. So until next time, this is going to be your little nerdy infusion for the week. So until next time, au revoir.